If you can spare me 8 minutes, I'll give you 10 years of your life back. Most high-income professionals wait too long to plan for freedom, and it costs them the healthiest years of their life. I make work optional by 38, and today I manage over 8 million in assets and coach working professionals who want to break out of the retirement trap. And in this video, I'll show you 3 lessons that can move your financial independent date up by a decade. No gimmicks, no extreme frugality, just the right plan at the right time. Let's get into it. Lesson number 1. Stop wasting time living someone else's life. Most people are following a plan that has been handed to them, not chosen. They think retirement happens at 65 because that's what everybody around them believes. But the timeline that they're following was built completely for a different era, and it doesn't reflect your current income, options, or priorities. The problem is that you're following an old plan and it's costing you the best years of your life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. People delay freedom because they assume it's not realistic for them. But what they're really doing is delaying agency. Let's say that you're in your 30s right now. If you're saving and investing 5 to 10% of your income and relying on your 401k, you're likely not even on track for retirement at 65. Maybe you might be there by 70, but you're mathematically nearly guaranteed to fail to hit that mark. And even if you get lucky and you do, you're going to hit that mark right when your energy starts to run out and your body starts to fail. Now, some people, they'll say something like, well, isn't that just how it works? No, that's how it used to work. But back then, people didn't earn as much. They didn't have as much access to the kind of investment tools we have now. I started with just $50 a week. And no, I didn't have a fancy job. I was working, scraping, and budgeting, but I knew time mattered more than money then. Most people around me were waiting for later because they thought that it would be easier, but it's rarely easier. Later is often busier, more expensive, and more exhausting. And that's exactly why I created the High Earner Freedom Blueprint. It's a free educational email course designed specifically for working professionals making $100K or more who feel stuck, scattered, or behind financially despite making great money. And in just a few short emails, I'll walk you through the 5 common costly mistakes high earners are making when it comes to achieving financial independence and how to fix them. So if you're watching this and you're tired of drifting, this is where you start. Just hit the link in the description below. Now, when you take control of your timeline, you stop letting society spend your most valuable years for you. Financial independence starts the moment you stop waiting for permission. And the people who get there the fastest, they all have one thing in common. Action always beats perfection. That brings me to lesson number 2. Success comes to those with a bias toward action. Most working professionals think they need to figure everything out before they make a move. You don't. You just need to move. Success usually comes down to those who are willing to take action before they feel ready. The biggest trap I see is this analysis paralysis, spending months, even years, trying to perfect the plan before doing anything. That's a guaranteed way to lose time and momentum. And I've seen this with clients who are waiting for this clarity moment, only to realize that they were actually just waiting for comfort. Meanwhile, the people who are getting ahead, they're the ones who take one small step after another and adjust as they go. One client of mine started investing with just $500. She didn't have the full plan right away, but she got consistent. Now she's light years ahead of where she started. Another client of mine made $300,000 a year, but hadn't moved a dime because they weren't ready. 2 years later, they're still not ready. Now, maybe you're thinking, I don't want to mess this up. But doing nothing is messing it up anyway. Inflation eats at your cash, confusion keeps you stuck. No action, no momentum, no results. People who act early, even imperfectly, build wealth faster because they actually give it time to grow. Delayed action is the most expensive form of inaction. But even if you take action, it's not going to help much if you're aiming in the wrong direction. So that brings me to lesson number 3. Freedom comes to those who value it. Most people say they want financial freedom, but their actions show they value comfort more than freedom. Freedom has to become a priority, or it just stays this weird, vague idea. Too many professionals assume that they'll be fine if they just save a little and invest a little here and there. But that approach barely gets you to retirement by 65, if at all. And if you're a business owner, the trap is even worse. You might be reinvesting everything in the company thinking that that's your retirement plan. And I've seen it over and over again. Strong income, zero outside assets, and total dependency on keeping the business alive. And here's what happens when freedom isn't a priority. You overwork, you undersave, and you delay your goals. And one day you wake up and you realize your time was used building the business, not a life. And I've watched this happen to my parents. They're both approaching 60 with health issues now, and they're still working. Not necessarily because they want to, but now because they have to. Was some of it bad luck? Sure, things in life happen, and it's not entirely their fault. They don't teach this in school, and they grew up in a world where pensions were still a thing. That's what happens when freedom never becomes part of the plan. When you value freedom, you make decisions that protect your time, not just your money. And that's how you actually get both. You don't need more income. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start while time is on your side. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want more content on building wealth, cutting through the noise, and creating a life that works truly toward making work optional, then you might be interested in one of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.